Hi guys, and welcome back to Beauty Fortified, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Sue and I make hair care, skincare and makeup videos for the more mature woman, and I'm always looking out for foundations that work on mature skin. And today I'm talking about the Clinique Serum foundation. Now this has been out for quite a while now and they are promoting it in South Africa. I did try a sample last year and it was absolutely terrible on my skin, and so I decided not to do anything about it on YouTube, not to talk about it on YouTube. And then today I went to my local mall. They were doing a promotion and the first 20 customers got a free bottle of foundation. They got color matched and I happened to be one of the first 20 in line. So very excited about that. So I thought I would talk about the foundation and what's changed between the time that I trialed it today and my previous disaster is the shade. So I'm traditionally the shade Honey in the Clinique foundations, and the Serum foundation that I was matched to, the shade was Honey, and unfortunately it just turned me a terrible shade of orange. So I decided not to pursue the foundation. But today I was matched with the shade Neutral. And I must say it really looked good at the time that the consultant matched me. And so I thought it's time to do a review now that I've got the shade right. So I'm going to trial this on one side with a brush, and on the other side I'm going to use a sponge. And we're just going to see how this performs. I have heard really good things about this foundation, so I was a little bit disappointed when I couldn't get my shade last year and when it was such a disaster. But let's give it a second chance. Everything needs a second chance. And so we'll see how it fares. So I put 2 pumps on my hand. I don't think that you really need 2, but I'm going to just dot it lightly all over my skin. And I must say I was very pleased with this shade match. And I think at the time that I was matched previously, I don't think that they had the shade Neutral in the range in South Africa. They had very few colors when they launched, so I think that was part of the problem. And I was a little bit limited. I don't think Neutral was on offer at that time. So just blending this in with a brush. Now, this is quite a full coverage foundation, I would say. It is a serum foundation, so there are all sorts of skincare benefits in it. And I think it does have an SPF 20, if I'm not mistaken, SPF 20. I'm really not concerned about skincare benefits in a foundation. I'm really more concerned about how it wears on my skin and the color. But I guess if it is going to have some added benefits, then that is all the better. But that isn't something that I necessarily look for when I'm shopping for a foundation. So I'm looking for coverage. A little bit about my skin. I do have normal combination skin. I do have enlarged pores, fine lines, and wrinkles. Now, I'm not sure what they say in terms of what skin type this is suited for. So I can only speak for a normal kind of combination skin. And some of the reviews that I have seen previously are ladies that have got slightly oilier skins. And then again, obviously, it just depends what coverage you like, because this is a medium to full coverage. So it's gone on really beautifully with the brush. It looks really smooth. Definitely looks like I am wearing foundation, but as I say, the color match is just absolutely beautiful. So now I'm going to go in onto the other side, and I am going to apply this using a sponge. So as I say, I have applied 2 pumps of the foundation. I really think that was overkill. I think you could get away with 1 pump. I've still got quite a lot of foundation on the back of my hand, which I'm probably not going to use. We're just going to see how this blends in with a sponge. And so one of the things I do look for in a foundation is something that is going to minimize the look of my pores, because that's really one of the biggest issues that I have with my skin, also to even out my skin tone. I want it to last a good 8 hours. I don't like something that's going to slide around, that is going to transfer onto everything. So let's see what this does. Now, I deliberately haven't looked at anything on the website, and this is going to be a full day wear test. So when I come back at the end of the day to let you know how the foundation fared, we're going to compare the way it fared to what they say about it on the website, and we're going to see if it does live up to its claim. So at the moment, I'm going in a little bit blind. I just know that this is a foundation that does contain, I think the consultant said 3 different serums for 3 different things. So it is something that offers a lot more skincare benefits than their ordinary foundations. And so that is its big selling point. So it looks really good on the side with a sponge. I would probably say this is a slightly lighter coverage, but just by a hair's breadth. It's not hugely different to the side where I have used a brush. So it's looking really good. It really is smoothing out my skin. It's not completely camouflaging my pores, but it's definitely not making them look any worse than they are, which is always a good thing. I am going to apply a little bit of powder, and the powder that I'm using is the Rimmel Stay Matte, and I like this one because it does help to kind of minimize the look of pores. So I'm going to use a little bit of this, but you could use anything, I guess, your favorite setting or finishing powder. It's not because I necessarily need it for the shine. There's not a lot of shine coming through. It is a kind of satin finish, but I am just doing this just to help minimize the pores. But you could get away with not using any powder. I do tend to powder a couple of times throughout the day or to blot my skin, because I find around about the 4-hour mark I do get oils that start peeking through. So I do need to blot my skin. So it really is looking quite lovely. I'm quite pleased with that finish. I'm going to add a little bit of blush. We're going to see how blush performs on top of it. And I thought I would go in today with my Clinique Pop Blush in Ginger Pop. I really, really love this shade. So we are going to find a little blush brush, and I'm just going to tap a little bit of that over the foundation. And it's not moving the foundation around at all. So that really is quite a good sign. Oh yeah, I found a better blush brush. This is going to be a little bit easier to apply. So definitely not moving the foundation around, and blush is really going on nicely on top of the foundation. So all things are looking quite good at this stage. Now I am going to be on the lookout throughout the wear test today for any kind of oxidization that takes place with this foundation, just to see if it is going to turn a little bit darker, and just generally how it behaves after all. So it definitely looks like I am wearing makeup. It is a beautiful shade match. It has blended beautifully into the skin. It makes me look done, if that makes sense. So it's definitely not a natural no makeup look, but it has given me lovely coverage, and we're going to see how it performs throughout the day. So that's the finished look. So I'm quite pleased with how the foundation has applied. It doesn't feel like I've got anything on my skin at all. It's really giving me quite a polished, made up look. So definitely not a natural looking foundation, but definitely not caking. It's not accentuating my pores at this stage, and it just looks really, really good and finished. So I'm going to go about my day, and I'm going to come back and we're going to take a closer look, and I will be able to let you know how the foundation has performed. Hi guys, so I have now had this foundation on for 7.5 hours. Before I give you my thoughts, I just wanted to go over a few things that they do talk about on the website. So they do say that the foundation is available in 42 shades. I doubt that you get 42 shades in South Africa, but globally it is available in 42. So that's a really, really comprehensive shade range. They do say that it is a 24-hour wear. They say it's a satin matte finish. It is infused with 3 types of vitamin C and salicylic acid, as well as hyaluronic acid. If you are sensitive to vitamin C and salicylic acid, this could become an issue if you are wearing this foundation on a daily basis. So just wanted to flag that. They say that it's sweat and humidity resistance, waterproof, non-acnogenic, dermatologist and ophthalmologist tested. So it sounds like a really brilliant foundation on paper. What are my thoughts? Well, I am really, really impressed. I must say that I am quite blown away by this foundation. The color has not oxidized on me. It hasn't sunken into my pores and fine lines. It hasn't broken up around my nose area, around this area, around my chin. It still seems to be intact. There's a little bit of wear and tear on my nose where I had my glasses on. But all in all, it's really stayed put. So it really seems quite bulletproof. It still looks really good. My blush is still on. It hasn't faded, I don't think at all. And I did have a little bit of oil peeking out throughout the day, which is very normal for my skin. So I have blotted probably twice today. But apart from that, I really am impressed, and I'm so glad that I gave this foundation a second chance, because if I hadn't found the right shade, I think I would have just given this a total miss. Again, not too impressed about the skincare benefits. I don't buy makeup for skincare benefits, but if it has them, then all the better for my skin, provided that what's in there doesn't start to irritate my skin over time. So that is just one little caution I would give you. The other thing that they do say on the website is that it is for all skin types. So they stipulate dry, normal, combination, oily. Apparently it just runs the whole gamut. They also say that the foundation is very pigmented, so you just need a very little. And I tend to agree with that. I think I probably could have used a little bit less on my initial application, but really very, very impressed with this foundation. So guys, let me know if you've used this foundation. It has been out for a while. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to know what you think. I am going to leave you with a video to my Clinique playlist where I discuss and review other foundations, skincare and makeup. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.